Jokic, let me tell y'all something. This dude is so good, man. Straight up. Like, I haven't seen anything like him.
With Joker, he understands basketball so well. I'm gonna go middle, right? He don't need to know where his player is because they already understand the language, right?
I hope they make a trade. You cannot waste the Joker's career. He is the best player in the world.
They won a championship.
I know, but he's like they could win again.
Giannis, Embiid, Joker. Of those three, who is the toughest to guard?
Joker.
Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic has quietly established himself as one of the most dominant and unique players in NBA history. His ability to manipulate defenses with brilliant passes and his unmatched basketball IQ make him one of the greatest to ever play the game. Whether it's his scoring, rebounding, playmaking, or leadership, Jokic impacts the game in every possible way, redefining what it means to play the center position. But don't just take my word for it. NBA legends from all generations have weighed in on what makes the Joker so special. And among them, Larry Bird has shared something so unexpected about Jokic that it could change the way you see his legacy forever. Let's dive into what these icons have to say about one of the most extraordinary players we've ever seen. KG, one of the most intense competitors and respected voices in basketball, has witnessed a lot during his 21-year career. Known for his fiery demeanor and relentless drive, KG doesn't give out compliments lightly. However, when it comes to Nikola Jokic, Kevin couldn't hold back his admiration. Highlighting the historic nature of Jokic's achievements, KG drew comparisons to some of the greatest big men to ever play the game. For a player of Kevin's stature to speak so highly of Jokic underscores just how extraordinary the Joker truly is.
Like what he's doing in our league is just, he's ripping the records apart. I think, Pete, they showed a stat where he's had a triple-double on every team in the league. Bro, right now, Joker's more dominant than Will Chamberlain right now, Lord. Damn. They got some taking him over Shaq. They got taking Joker over Will or Shaq.
Scottie Pippen is best remembered as Michael Jordan's trusted sidekick during the Chicago Bulls dynasty in the 80s and 90s. Known as one of the greatest perimeter defenders of all time, Pippen was a consummate winner who always prioritized team success and wasn't shy about talking trash after a big play. Since retiring, Pippen has become a sharp critic of today's NBA talent, rarely offering glowing praise. But when it comes to Nikola Jokic, Pippen's tone shifts. He acknowledges something about Jokic that he rarely expresses about current players, especially in an era stacked with unprecedented talent. For a player who once shared the court with Michael Jordan to speak this highly of Jokic tells you just how impactful the Joker has become.
That guy is the best player in basketball. He the best player. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't nothing you can do.
Tracy McGrady was known for being one of the most special, most gifted scorers in the history of the NBA over the course of his career in Toronto, Orlando, and Houston. But T-Mac was mostly known for doing it by himself. In his heyday, he was known for what he could do with the ball in his hands, rather than while playing off the ball. Still, his style of play doesn't keep him from recognizing just how much joy and basketball IQ Jokic plays with. T-Mac says if he could play with one guy in today's day and age, it would be the Joker. For a scorer as dominant as McGrady was, this is incredibly high praise for Jokic. And it goes to show that Jokic is one of the easiest guys in the league's history to play with. The way he passes just makes it easy for other guys.
Let me tell y'all something. This dude is so fucking good, man. Straight up. Like, I haven't seen anything like him. The way he passes. You got a 7'1" center bringing up the ball, initiating the offense. It is amazing. The passes that he makes from one side of the court to the other, on time and on target, the bounce passes in between defenses, he is amazing. He, like, if there's one guy I would want to play with, I would love to play with. He's a problem. He's like Jason Kidd as a point guard. Like, those guys don't have to score to affect the game.
James Worthy is known for his decorated career as one of the league's greatest ever role players. Following a successful college career at the University of North Carolina, where he teamed up with Michael Jordan and won the 1982 national championship, Worthy was drafted first overall by the Los Angeles Lakers. While playing for the Showtime Lakers, Worthy developed a reputation for being one of the most clutch players in the league, earning the nickname Big Game James. Like many of the other greats who have praised Jokic, Worthy has played with a number of the league's best players, including Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Bob McAdoo. Having seen greatness up close, Big Game James is uniquely qualified to assess how special Jokic is, and he's not afraid to compare the Joker to two of his old Lakers teammates.
To me, he's Magic and Kareem on the floor at the same time. He's a guard. He makes great decisions, hell of a passer. And then when he wants to be Kareem, he goes down and dominates. He's a special player that does a lot of things, and your antennas have to be up.
Much like James Worthy, Jerry West is one of the early NBA greats. Having played for the Los Angeles Lakers and helping to build the Lakers into perennial contenders, West knows what winning takes. The logo references Jokic's insane basketball IQ and his instinct as what makes Jokic so special. And in an era where insane athleticism dominates the league, it's hard not to agree with West. Jokic doesn't jump out of the gym, he doesn't explode to the rim, he just reads the game well and makes the right decision nearly every single time. It's that ability that makes him so hard to guard and makes him so impactful on both ends.
Jokic is a joke. You watch him play, you look at him, and everyone's talking about, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. If you watch him around the basket, he absolutely will shoot the ball, touch it, and catch it on the other side before these guys move. That tells you how good he really is. He's got an incredible instinct to play the game, but I watch him being interviewed and stuff. This guy's got the right stuff.
Chauncey Billups is an NBA champion with the 2004 Detroit Pistons and was one of the more clutch players in recent memory. Currently, he's the head coach for the Portland Trail Blazers. He has competed against some of the best players in the NBA, and he now coaches against the new era of stars. Between his playing career and his coaching experience, Billups has seen it all. He has witnessed different styles of play, he has had to design defenses to stop the league's best players, and he recognizes greatness when he sees it. And he sees it in Jokic, especially in regards to one particular skill, his court vision and passing. Even more notably, as a former point guard, Billups recognizes that Jokic isn't just a great passer for a big man, he's a great passer, period.
I think he's the best passer I've ever seen, excluding no position. He's the best I've ever seen, passing.
LeBron James is undeniably the best player of his generation. Even more notably, he is widely considered to be one of the two greatest players in NBA history. Having been in the league since 2003, he has played against many of the league's greatest players. He has won 4 titles, 4 MVPs, and he looks poised to be around the league for decades to come as a front office executive. In the latter stages of his career while playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron has battled a ton against Nikola Jokic. With this experience, LeBron doesn't mince words when it comes to praising the Joker. He is also not afraid to talk about Jokic's legacy or where he falls in the league's historical hierarchy. Like many of the other NBA legends who praise Jokic, LeBron mentions 2 key qualities he sees in Jokic: his passing and his teamwork.
Yeah, one of the best players ever played this game. It's that simple. He does everything. The most important thing, he changes the way his teammates think about their own play. When you're able to inspire your teammates to play at a level that sometimes they don't even feel like they can play at, that's a true testament of a great one.
Perhaps no center has been more dominant in recent memory than Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was nicknamed the Big Diesel for his ability to destroy defenders in the low post, breaking multiple backboards in the process and winning 4 NBA championships throughout his decorated career. With a highlight tape full of almost unbelievable dominance against some of the best post defenders in league history, Shaq knows what it means to take over a game and play big. Since his playing career ended, Shaq has become an ambassador for big men in basketball, and he is unafraid to speak about how much joy it brings him to watch Jokic play basketball as a big man. Even though Jokic is stylistically a very different type of player than O'Neal was, the Big Diesel loves watching the Joker play basketball and loves that a center has been recognized as the best basketball player in the world.
I'm actually happy that a big man is now named the best player in the league. Listen, he plays with poise, plays with confidence, and he plays the right way. Us 3 Hall of Famers, we can appreciate that. You know, we see a lot of guys that have a lot of talent, don't utilize their talent. This guy right here just goes out and he just outworks everybody, and it's a joy to watch.
JJ Redick, now serving as the head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, has transitioned seamlessly from a celebrated playing career to one of the most respected voices in basketball. After retiring from a 15-year NBA career, Redick became an influential figure in basketball media, known for his insightful commentary and detailed analysis. His experience on the court and his ability to break down the game's nuances have made him a standout voice in the modern NBA. As a coach, Redick continues to showcase his deep understanding of the game, but his admiration for Nikola Jokic remains unchanged. He has consistently praised Jokic's impact, calling him the best player in today's NBA. For a figure as vocal and well-informed as Redick to hold this opinion speaks volumes about the respect Jokic commands and what makes him such a special player.
First player ever with 30-point triple-doubles and 70% shooting in consecutive games in NBA history. No one on the planet is a better basketball player than Nikola Jokic right now.
Much like J.J. Redick, Kendrick Perkins has become known for being an outspoken NBA commentator since he retired from his playing days. Mostly known for the hot takes he brings to ESPN's morning talk shows, Perkins, a member of the 2008 NBA champion Boston Celtics, is effusive when talking about Jokic. Even though there was a time when he did not speak so highly of Jokic, he now does, both with regards to today's day and age and with regards to the history of the NBA. Perk even goes so far as to call him one of the most skilled player to ever play the center position. When you think about the history of the league and some of the guys who have played the position, this is high praise. Even in today's era, centers are more skilled than ever, with guys like Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and Domantas Sabonis also in the league. Jokic stands out above those guys. Even more so, Perk says he has a claim to be the most skilled center ever. He compares him to Hakeem, which puts him above legends like Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, and Ralph Sampson.
I mean, I said it once and I'm going to say it again. With all due respect to Hakeem Olajuwon, my idol growing up, you know, Clutch City, you know, and everything and more. Shanae, you know about this.
Let's go.
He's the most skilled center to ever play the game of basketball. When you don't have that stupid or athleticism like, you know, the rest of the centers, when you have, like, you have to rely on skill set and IQ. Like, it's solely based off of him just outsmarting people in his skills.
Joel Embiid is widely considered to be the second best center in the NBA behind Nikola Jokic. The two star centers have clashed for spots on the first-team All-NBA, as well as competing for the league's Most Valuable Player award for 4 consecutive years. However, Embiid isn't afraid to be candid and defer to Jokic, calling him the best player in the NBA. For Jokic's biggest positional rival and another top 5 player in the league to say this about him just goes to show that what Jokic is doing is not normal. There is nobody in the league who is playing at quite the same level as number 15.
I just thought him as the best player in the league. Like I told you earlier, he won a championship. That's the best team in the league, and he's the Finals MVP. So I'll just tell him keep going, see you in 2 weeks, and keep doing your thing, and that's why you're the best in the league.
Kevin Durant has been one of the league's best players since coming into the league in 2007. A dynamic wing who has been described as a unicorn thanks to his uncanny ability to shoot and handle the ball as a 7-footer. Durant is especially qualified to speak on Jokic's accomplishments. After losing in a playoff series to Jokic and the Nuggets, he did just that, saying how special he thinks Jokic is and where he believes he'll be regarded at the end of his career. For KD, someone who is vocal about his love for the sport and his appreciation for the game's history, this says a lot about Jokic. Durant does not give this praise lightly, and we should take him at his word when he says this about the Joker.
Nah, I always have respect. I always knew how great he was. Always watching these guys, you know what I'm saying? All the great players in the league. Not surprised that these guys are good, especially somebody like Jokic. I've been watching him, playing against him for a minute now since he hit his peak as a player. So, no, I wouldn't say I learned anything new. Great team, deep team. Multiple guys that play well together, great continuity. Been together for how long Mike Malone been there? 6 years. That's a good advantage to have. You know your coach, you know the players on the team. You got a system in place for that long. So, no, I wasn't surprised at all. Jokic is an all-time great. I'm gonna go down as one of the all-time great centers to ever touch a basketball. So he went out there and did what he was supposed to do.
Larry Bird played 13 years in the NBA, all for the Boston Celtics. While playing for the Celtics, Larry Legend won 3 titles and 3 MVP awards. Much like Nikola Jokic, Bird was regarded as unathletic and praised for his basketball IQ and toughness that allowed him to compete with and thrive against more athletic opponents. His ability to get to his spots, read the defense, and hit tough shots were what allowed Larry Legend to stick in the NBA. Because he was limited athletically, Bird played with a huge chip on his shoulder and never gave an inch to opponents. That also made him one of the toughest competitors the league had ever seen. And Bird sees much of himself when he watches Jokic play. Larry Bird is also not scared to compare him to some of the greatest players in the history of the game. In particular, Bird calls Jokic one of the greatest centers to ever play in the NBA. This is high praise coming from Larry Legend, which speaks to how special Jokic is and what older players recognize in him.
I would love to play against him. He's good. He's good, right? He's good. I mean, there's so many great centers over the history of our game. Man, is he good. just hope he stays healthy and able to continue to do what he does because he is fun to watch. Probably more so than anybody in the league. It used to be that when the Golden State was healthy, they were really fun to watch. Now I switched over to Denver. He makes that whole thing go. And wouldn't he be fun to play with? Oh, man.
The Greek Freak held the title of best player in the world right before Jokic took it from him after winning his first title. The Greek Freak, yet another decorated NBA superstar who has made a huge impact in the NBA after coming over from Europe, credits Jokic for being a dominant, impactful player who plays the game the right way. Giannis also shouts out Jokic for being an incredible teammate, something that shines through when you watch the Nuggets play. The team plays with a high level of connectedness that starts with Jokic and permeates to the rest of the team. They clearly love playing together, and that's a big testament to their star player. Because of Jokic, they play with a really fun energy and style.
He's out there to win, great energy. And yeah, man, he just plays the game the right way. He's such a smart guy, great guy, and he plays for his teammates, and his teammates play for him. So yeah, I haven't noticed, throughout his career what he's done against us, but man, he had that unbelievable game tonight, and man, he's a good player.
Damian Lillard is one of the league's more unlikely success stories. Coming from the mid-major level in college after a career at Weber State, Lillard thrived in the NBA as an undersized guard for the Portland Trail Blazers before being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. He's also been one of the clutchest players in the whole league since he was drafted.
Joker might be the best player in the league, my boy. He might be the best player in the league. He one of them players that get like an organic triple-double. Joker played the game the same every way, every game. He'll score 45, he'll get 25 rebounds. Sometimes he might have 18 assists. And he might do all of it in the same game. Smart as hell. He can shoot, he pass, he play team ball, he care about winning, he humble. He stay true, you know what I mean? I like how Joker do his thing.
The praise for Nikola Jokic spans eras, from decorated champions of the 80s and 90s to players and coaches from today's game. Players and coaches who have competed against him recognize how special he is and how difficult he is to play against, while legends of the past easily spot his impact on the game and how impressive his basketball IQ is. When it's all said and done, he will likely go down as one of the best players in the history of the NBA when his career is over. There has never been a player like Nikola Jokic, and there may never be another one in the future. Let's all appreciate how fortunate we are to watch him play basketball. After all, the legends already do.